Well, hello everyone. I'm Robert Craig, and I'm back again to do what I do. Just an old man reading from his Bible. We're going to be reading from this Bible right here, the Holy Bible, King James Version. It's a great little model, I'll tell you. I want to talk about Mystery Babylon. And there have been a lot of theories that have gone out about the location of it and what city that we see today that might possibly become Mystery Babylon during that time of Jacob's trouble. First thing I want to do is look at what it's not. Revelation 2 and verse 13. And this is in the letter, this is the letter to the church at Pergamos, from out of the 7 letters to the 7 churches. Verse 12, and to the angel of the church in Pergamos write, these things saith he which hath the sharp sword with 2 edges. I know thy works, and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is. And thou holdest fast my name, and hast not denied my faith, even in those days wherein Antipas was my faithful martyr, who was slain among you, where Satan dwelleth. So, evidently, Satan's seat is in Pergamos in Asia Minor. Now let's also go to Revelation 13:2. Give me a minute, I'll get there. Well, let's just start with verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. And we saw in the previous passage that Satan, who's represented here as the dragon, he has a seat, and it's in Pergamos. And here we see him turning it over to the beast, the Antichrist. And he gives him also in great authority. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshipped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, and who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. All right. I think that gives us a good enough picture of what Mystery Babylon is not. I don't think that Pergamos is the location of Mystery Babylon. Now let's go to Revelation 17. And just kind of explore a little bit about the characteristics of this city. Now this is after the 7 vial judgments, And John says, And there came one of the seven angels, which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And I think that many waters thing is, well, I think it's a figure of speech that lets us know that something about the seven seas and the oceans of the world is probably indicated here. And I think it's commerce. I'm thinking import, export. Verse 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. This city, I think, is going to be a city of great international commerce. And there's going to be profit made. And many people are going to share in the profits of that commerce. Verse 3, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman, and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. So we're talking about, I think the Antichrist is the support of this city, whatever it is. And shall go into perdition. Remember, we talked the other day about how the beast and false prophet were cast into the lake of fire, and when Satan was finally cast into the lake of fire, they'd already been there for 1,000 years. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder. Now, what people that dwell on the earth are we talking about here? It is specific, comma, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is. It seems that there will come a time when the Antichrist will be active on the scene, and then he will cease to exist as a person, and then he'll come back from whatever state there was. Most people think death, and I think that's probably a good assumption. I believe we could make a good case for that. That he suffers a head wound, and he's in a coma, or he's brain dead, or whatever, and then he comes back and recovers from it. And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sits. And there are 7 kings. 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. I remember when Pope John Paul I was named, somebody said, this guy is the 7th in a line of popes. that have held office since a certain point in history, and look how short his reign was. It was only just what, a few days or weeks, and then the next pope that came in replaced him, and he took the name of John Paul II, and had a fairly long reign. But a lot of people really thought that he was the Antichrist. I guess they were wrong. But this particular king, when he comes along, this seventh king, is going to be here for just a short space. Verse 11, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth, and is of the seven, and goeth into perdition. Yes, the beast does go into perdition. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. So these 10 kings are going to be ruling during the time of the 7 years of the tribulation. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. I think that indicates some kind of a pact or agreement or something. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. You ever heard that expression, money talks? Money does speak loudly. And I'm thinking that this city is going to be a seaport with worldwide connections of trade. It's going to be at a crossroads, probably for the Mideast and Europe, and it's going to be a huge shipping port. And I think that's the connection with the kings of the earth. I think this is a good place to stop. Tomorrow, or whenever the next time is, I guess it'll probably be likely in a few minutes, I'll make another video, and we'll look further into the downfall of Babylon. And there's a lot to say about that. But for now, may the Lord bless this reading of his Holy Scripture. I appreciate each and every one of you that watch this video. I hope you'll join me for a continuation of this narrative the next time.